Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. And today, we're going to be tackling not one, but two horror maps. That's GM Scream and its sequel, GM Requiem. Two maps which, from what I understand, take place in an underground lab where human experimentation takes place in desperate times of war. From reading some of the comments on the workshop page, these maps are allegedly really quite scary. However, the author affirms that there are no cheap jump scares, so I'm really curious to see how this will proceed. These maps were made in 2012 and 2015 respectively, which kind of puts them in that classic era of Gary's Mod horror maps. So I can't wait to try this out. Of course, being from that time also means that they probably weren't meant to be played in VR, and indeed in the past I wouldn't try this and would defer to Officer Platscreen. However, in this moment, I have to give a huge shout out to Thunderghost, not only for being a patron, but for actually taking the time to make a whole video showing me a list of tips and tricks that can make these things work better in VR. One piece of advice they gave was actually a really simple fix to what is undoubtedly the most persistent and most annoying issue in this series. I'm sure a lot of you already see what I'm getting at. So you see, we have the customizable flashlight mod, we've had it since the beginning, but one issue that it has is that when you go to pick up an object, it resets the flashlight and basically puts two on top of each other, so now we can't really turn it off. Put that down, and very simple fix, we just go into the spawn menu, utilities, cleanup. Is it cleanup? Please don't do this while I'm so vulnerable in this menu like this. Clean up flashlight spots, and flashlight is working again. Is this really going to be something? Oh, I'm always afraid of this on horror maps because a lot of them have something in the spawn room if you linger too long. Makes it a lot more exciting to record these intros, I'll tell you that much. Okay, I just restarted the map and it says I have to find a key. So now I'm actually kind of doubting whether the text will actually display, but here we go. I don't see anything behind the crates, which would be the usual way to do it. Anything in the gaps there? Oh, that's probably it. Okay, didn't look down before. Why am I a skeleton all of a sudden? Oh man, I really have been trying to get this intro started a long time. Let's go. Oh man, I spent so long setting all this up, I didn't realize how nervous I'd be moving forward. Okay. Some might say that was a cheap jump scare. Some, not me. But I'm actually going to seriously defend that because instead of just throwing something in our face, it's a loud noise from down below where we need to be heading. So I would say it's legit. Okay, well that presumably won't be breakable, but it looks like something that will break at some point, and this for sure looks like a Minotaur's labyrinth. A place designed to confuse us as we're walking through, and as we're being chased on the way out. There we are. I'm only going to be using, in the spirit of this, whatever weapons it gives me. No! And I won't be using whatever doors it deems I'm unfit to enter. Yep, that's a rejection from that space. But look on the bright side, it just means that our kingdom is clearly defined. You gotta take the cope victories where you can in a horror game, after all. And that vent, looks like a place I don't want to enter, considering what's coming out of that other one. What even is that? Is that gonna hurt us if we get close? Ugh. What about this? Can this break? Oh, it actually can. Alright, maybe we're not supposed to crawl through there just yet. I have no idea why it suddenly started doing that texture glitch when I hit wood objects. But this gets us around to the opposite side of that door, which means that this calls for a victory touch. Now, it's actually kind of strange now that I think about it. The walls are made of wood. So where are we that it's full of all this advanced equipment and no windows? Oh, a barracks. And a very strangely laid out barracks at that. So that certainly seems to tie into the workshop's assertion that this is some kind of research laboratory for the military. Now, I don't know for certain that it was supposed to trigger right here, but I've been told by several people at this point that VRMod has been updated to allow the display of text, and I am just not sure that's true. Now, let's take the long way around, make sure that we don't find ourselves flanked by whatever spooks reside down here. And it is worth noting, we did travel downward to get here, down a staircase, and I have a feeling we'll be traveling ever farther down. Right! Of course, after we check all these rooms, now would be the time to have something run up behind me, wouldn't it? Okay, let's start trying each of these. No. No. Are any of you visibly open? No. Nope. Nope. And the farther we get down this hall, the more likely it is that something will appear behind us, so just keep that in mind. Okay, that door opens. And that door does not, meaning this is our only path ahead. Darwin? Darwin, what have they done to you, buddy? Oh my god, they somehow figured out a way to extract blood from you? Okay, this just got a lot more personal. That would imply that whatever research was being done here was done a long time ago. Which actually doesn't make any sense. I mean, how did we come to be here in the first place? Let's have a look around and see if we can learn anything. Another locked door. What is it that they were trying to learn here? I mean, clearly some kind of biological research, something military-related, but what? I'm suddenly a lot more concerned about that black smoke that was being pumped into that other room. What was that? Some kind of generator room? A linear horror show where it's yet to reveal what the horror actually is. I mean, there's clearly some kind of force at work here, a literal force, which shoved me back from that doorway, and... well, we can't forget we did hear that scream. That sounded like it came from right over my shoulder. Maybe this map really is built for VR and the creator didn't even realize it. One door open. And another. That's a keypad at the end there, so... clearly there's something we're supposed to figure out. No. Alright, so we have to figure out what that combo is... Wow, Darwin's whole extended family is here. Actually, maybe this place isn't so bad? I mean, look, this clearly appears to be some kind of mud bath, and maybe the table downstairs was actually a massage table. I don't know anything about skeleton culture. Maybe this is just where they come to relax. I mean, after all, I'm not an expert in skeletal architecture either. Maybe this is normal, or maybe I should hold my breath as I walk under this. Wishful thinking isn't good for survival. It's only good for making you feel better before something finally comes and eats you. Doesn't make it any less painful, though. Thank you, sound effect, for playing the sound of my heartbeat, but I've got that quite covered, thank you. You said no cheap jump scares, but maybe that only applies to the sequel. Oh, but what was that? That giant, ball of blue light? No doubt about it, this place is haunted, but haunted by who and for what reason? I say, while walking through the remains of horrific medical experimentation. That can't be good, can it? That can't be good. Can't be good. Can't be good. Can I stop this? Can I do anything? But now we can get through. You know, with the way the raising of my flashlight synced up with that sound, I almost expected to see something move to the side as I brought it up. Actually, my brain kind of tricked me into thinking I did see something. But then again, maybe I did. Are you one of the victims? Alright, let's keep looking. Oh, this place is actually starting to offer some options in terms of travel. That looks quite a bit more recent. Alright, through here, through here, through here. This all looks so... What I keep thinking when coming through here is how slapdash this all looks. I mean, do we even know for sure that this was an official thing, or maybe it could have even just been the side project of somebody given entirely too much power and far too little oversight? Another question would be, is the war in question still ongoing? This looks to be some kind of dining area. I can't help but notice that this entire time, we've mostly just been moving deeper and deeper, farther and farther down. And that's a trend that's not going to be stopping anytime soon. I'm always going to have to look, and actually, now that you've gotten my attention, spooky ghost whisperer, this is very conspicuously embedded in the wall. I kind of expected you to open and reveal like a door or something, not just actually give me a drink. Although I may be back for it. I am a little bit parched after all we've been through. Yeah, they really did not do a good job of making this place feel like home. I mean, you'd think the one place you would try would be the cafeteria of all places. Now, let's see, we've got carrots, and one very large lunch lady stomping about like it's condemned or something. Do I even want to have a look at what's in the oven? This place is actually opening up a fair bit, and it's going to make it difficult for me to keep track of where I have and haven't been. But then again, I'm really curious to see everything that's here. For something that started out in such a linear fashion, it's actually giving me a decent amount to explore. I keep hearing those footsteps pounding, but I don't think it's actually a thing. Funny though, how even just that noise was able to conjure, in conjunction with the environment, a very specific idea for what might be coming after me. I mean, I'm just picturing a huge, obese lunch lady in stained apron, all covered in blood from people she butchered for her lunch meat. What? Okay, you need to stop that right now. Other than that, though, it's not giving me a whole lot to talk about. Although I'll give it credit for the scares being few and far between, they actually do make me leap out of my skin a bit when they do happen, just because I tend to get complacent, especially on like very classically designed Garry's Mod maps like this. I mean, I know a place like this would have to have a lot of the same facilities, but it's kind of weird to go through everything we've just seen, round a corner, and see something that looks so akin to that of a school. This map is almost doing liminal spaces by accident before they were popular. In a way. I mean, it's not exactly that, but it's certainly evoking some of the same principles. Those are fresh corpses. Hang on. Let's try these doors and have a look. Those are fresh corpses. Meaning that the skeletons that we've been seeing are probably just specimens. And whatever's going on here, well, it's still going on. That one all burned beyond recognition. And in spite of everything we've encountered, nothing's actually tried to kill us yet, which just makes me wonder what it was that's down here that killed them, and which resulted in such a different outcome in their final state. Okay, well, we're on the hunt for 2 more batteries. Are there any batteries in here? Oh, that takes us right back to the beginning. Okay, that sound wasn't here before, right? Yeah, let's climb. Oh, right there. I wonder if the battery isn't actually what makes the sound, because I don't remember hearing this before. Okay, if we can break all this stuff. And now it stops. So maybe that sound will lead us to them. And also these lambdas, just like in Half-Life 2, revealing the location of stashes. Here you go. Excellent. Now we just need the one more. Right there. But nothing to actually mark it, so that's a little bit inconsistent. Alright, now let's put you down and see what lies ahead. I really don't like it when they open on their own. I prefer it when they stay closed and I can enter at my own pace. The light at the end of the dark hall, which usually results in death. Promise you won't close behind me? No, you'll close in front of me. And behind me. Well. Let's break all this stuff just so we know what we're working with. You're not gonna open so easily, are you? Nope, I didn't think so. Well, let's just kinda chill and accept our fate, I suppose, since there doesn't appear to be anything in the way of like a key on the ground. Yep. Well, I never thought it would end this way. I mean, sometimes I thought so, but it was the kind of thing I'd prefer not to think about. Well, I don't see how this could have gone any better than it currently is going, so as well as it was.
Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
So I've just done a brief no-clip run just to confirm that this map really is over, and I'm pretty sure it is. However, I'm also pretty sure that this wall is not as it seems. Which is why it's kind of weird that with the state I left this room in after moving stuff, this chair is spacing directly where we need to be. Alright, let's try it. Oh, yep, you saw it. You saw it for a second, right? Okay, so interacting doesn't do anything, but we break you down. Okay, can't break it down, can't interact, even though I can see the seam. Oh, hello, you're 3D. Are you a button? You are a button! Ah, that's an interesting way of handling a door, but we gain access to the creator room. And also, can we close it and seal ourselves inside? No? I was really hoping so. But yeah, here we have all the supporters and the creator. Welcome now to GM Requiem. Question is, Requiem for this program or Requiem for us? I'm starting to think it's the latter because, while in the previous map it wasn't really clear who we were playing as, here it's quite clear that we are a prisoner and likely test subject in this biological weapons program. But it seems that same disaster that caused so many problems for our other character may be our one shot at salvation. The staff are clearly all gone, and now I'm quite certain that these are supposed to display text. Alright everyone, I just had Officer Flatscreen do a brief investigation, both of this pad right here and the previous map. And what I found is that there actually wasn't missing text on some of the documents in the previous map. However, this would normally display hints. However, all it does is tell us that these lambda symbols mark various power switches and other devices which we can use. But one doesn't have to be a genius or have any tutorials to figure out what we need to do here. So let's pick up this here Woo! Oh my god. Ugh. I never actually... Sure, I did it. Woo! I was just gonna say, I remember the old Half-Life 2 trick of climbing on an object and picking it up, but never thought it would work in VR. But it seems that's... Oh no, that is enough. Just on a little bit of a delay. Oh no. Oh, it's a whole underground prison. And that's not all. The architecture here is actually giving me flashbacks to one of the earliest maps I played on this channel. Yeah, that's the sound of the memory slamming into the back of my head. I can't remember the exact name of the map at this point. Okay, the memory's in there. You can stop now. It might have been actually GM Paranormal. I'm not sure exactly, but it was that first map, actually only map, that I played the Ghost Hunt game mode on. Hello? Oh, one of these payphones I didn't even see. Well, I suppose that's okay, so long as I can't see you. Now remember, when it comes to scary stuff, out of sight, out of mind. I've never really outgrown the toddler mindset when it comes to this stuff. You know, I should be scared, but that bit of nostalgia just has me remembering the Wee-Woo box. By the way, you're a real original if you remember the Wee-Woo box. Okay, so where are we going? There's a generator right there. Maybe we can do something with that? Oh, and what looks to be some kind of tape recorder.
This is Project Observer number 11 from the Area 56 Medical Testing Lab. The time is 12:41 p.m. with node 27 following day 8 since execution of Project Requiem. Power surges have been causing some minor damage to our testing equipment and has even started to affect our sleeping agents to keep our prisoners at bay. Observer number 4 had to subdue a prisoner due to some sort of negative reaction from the agent itself. Never thought it would come down to that, but there's a first for everything, I suppose. I'll continue to update the notes throughout the next few days.
Okay, was that on the tape or was that happening around us? So a sleeping agent to keep the prisoners at bay, And the reason this is called Requiem is because the name of the project is Project Requiem. Okay, this is already quite a step up from the previous one. And it's so cool to see the creator hone their craft like this. Alright. So many places we still need to explore. I'm actually going to abandon this for now and head back in the opposite direction. Given the size of this, I'm starting to think this is maybe actually meant to be played by multiple players. A let's split up and look for clues gang type of thing. No. Back here past my cell, which, by the way, what makes me so special that I'm in my own cell while everything else is a block? There's got to be something to do with me in particular, right? There's our crowbar, which we don't need to pick up because we're already holding it. Okay, well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't go that way then. You know, the only thing I'm thinking upon seeing this is just how tiring it's going to be to climb this. Good thing all I have to do is hold down the left stick. There we are. Ooh. 6 red lights. This must be the way out. And we've got 6 things we've got to do, I guess. Will this open? No. Okay, so whatever we've got to do, it's going to be back down this way. And I was just about to be glad that I'm not the only survivor. Seems that may still be the case, but what happened to him? Now I don't know what to believe. Is this place haunted? Is it something to do with the chemicals they're working with? For all I know, I'm just finding myself in some kind of Videodrome Jacob's Ladder situation. By the way, last night I just watched Videodrome for the first time and it was great. But I've got bigger things to focus on. What about these doors? That opens. And that opens. And that lambda means that this is going to be important. That elevator looks promising, like it's probably the main way out of here, but then again, I don't think it's going to allow me to escape that easy. There's another one of those wall-embedded drink machines that I don't trust at all. Anyway, I think it's good practice to have a look all around before we start trying to solve puzzles, but that's all there is for this area. Throw it in the trash pile as nature intended. And let's try to get this going. There's one of the power boxes. Presumably these have something to do with those red lights on the door. But I still can't actually interact with it. Does that mean I'll be able to call the elevator now? Or maybe I always could. But the elevator isn't coming down, which means we might have to do some climbing. Oh no! This map loves to pretend like it wants to crush me. Oh, see, that's such a defiance of common sense. I mean, who would crawl into an elevator shaft after pressing the button? But it sort of works with video game logic and then sort of makes fun of you for falling for it. Okay, can we bring you down anymore? Oh, I see. We have to lift the visor. And then we can do that. So our ultimate goal, I would bet, is to find and power on each of these boxes. Which, knowing that now, let's go check out the one in front of the cell block. Okay, so open visor, pull lever, but we can't actually use it. However, theory confirmed, 1 out of 6 is now activated. So what do we have to do to get that other one working? There's probably something else we have to interact with. Perhaps through here? No. But you will work. I should have tried you from the beginning. Although, you weren't actually marked by a lambda, just saying. And if we follow that cable back, yes. Okay, so there are clues in the environment. And now, we walk where prisoners walked. Seems somebody had an escape plan. Although seeing that elevator shaft, I'm not sure just how deep down we are. I mean, that was like 4 or 5 floors at least. I don't like those noises. That sounded like a cell door opening, and I can't help but notice that one open where the flickering lights are. I hadn't looked up before, but it certainly seems like that's our next stop. I also can't help but notice the blood stains being dragged into the vent, but the vent cover is right there, as if something put it right back afterwards. Nothing to be found. Quite foolish of me to be stepping in here. Maybe the one across the way? Well, it's the only other open cell. And there must be some reason why we were able to come here, right? Once again, nothing. Oh, this actually does just open. Maybe it's because we powered on what was in there. And that cable continues all down the hallway. Oh, this looks to be the laundry room. There's like a weird rhythmic, like, sort of whispery sound coming from the vents. That's a nice touch. Suggests there's something creepy somewhere else in the building. Making me dread whether that's someplace we'll be heading. But I don't see anything back here. Oh, once more, there's a lot of red herring areas, I think, unless there's something I'm missing. Maybe the best bet is to just keep following these cables. Supply. Electrical room, armory, and generator 2. Meanwhile, over here is generator 1. So what is this then? Supply. Okay, well, I'll come back if we need any Windex. You know, that's quite a laundry list to be behind this one door, but the cable wants what the cable wants. Don't think I haven't noticed the ominous breathing on the air. The ominous breathing leading me around all these blind concrete corners. That thing almost looking like the glowing white eyes of a shadow person peering around a corner. Huh. This actually looks quite a lot like an area from the previous map. I don't know if it's exact, but it's certainly giving me deja vu. Now through here is the electrical room 2 and the armory, which is of course locked. Meaning either we're gonna have to go around and find another way, or something horrible is gonna open it for me. Gas can blows up. Does gas can blow up when you hit it with a crowbar? Scientifically it shouldn't, but it just might. Here we go, generator 2. That door is already open. Oh, but not because we opened it. This actually brings us all the way back around to here. Which means this most certainly is not our final goal, but here I am speculating again when I should just be pushing buttons. All right, generator, you're my only hope at getting out of here. You know, besides sounds, we haven't really been encountering very many scares so far. Can't wait for that to be turned on its head. Well, that's going now. And I really hope it stays that way, because that didn't sound like a good noise. Now, I imagine that means we can probably open this thing up from behind. Right, there we go. Giving ourselves better access to all this place's systems. And allowing us to satiate our curiosity with regards to this vent. No. And no. Well, my curiosity is satiated. Let's move on. Oh my god! What's wrong with my flashlight? I thought that was gonna be like another generator or something. You got me so used to red glowing lights that I thought nothing of it when I saw a couple of them peering at me from the dark. I was gonna make a comment about how it looks like eyes. Whatever it was, it skittered under the stairs like a giant roach. A giant roach is actually kind of what I hope it is compared to all the things it could be. Alright, you get going. Give us some light at least. Get as much distance from it as possible as we round these corners. Oh, is it going to punish my curiosity? You know, I like to think that it did. I like to think that it did punish my curiosity by not giving me the satisfaction of having something leap out at me. Because now I don't know what or where it is. Alright, what's around this corner? Electrical room 2? Sounds good. We'll have to break down some of these boards, which... Did the staff do this? Why didn't they want this place regaining power? Unless maybe they don't want whatever's down here getting out. Then again, I'm what's down here, so I definitely take exception to that. Danger contaminated area. Maybe it's not just the prisoners they don't want getting released. Or maybe it is, and it's something that's in me. Well, let's push this. And that, I suspect, is probably the second of the 6. Not those wall panels, but these things. That also enables you to open. But do we really want to step in there right now? I think a smarter move would be to check out some of these boards first, or determine if they even can be broken. Now, I'm starting to think that they can't. Which, by the way, the other boarded door led to the generator, or whatever that wall panel was, but this... Oh, if there's one thing I hate, it's a hallway that goes around a corner behind some boards. When I look through with my flashlight, I expect something to come charging out at me. Does this tell us anything? We're definitely far from any kind of civilization, as any base of the sort would be. But, you know, before, I talked about how that one hallway looks sort of familiar, but the rest of this base, at least as far as I can tell, is not the same from the other one. But this being a sequel, it is the same program, so... Is this something that's happening in several places? Or maybe we're just a deeper level that we never saw before. What was that noise? That looks like a shooting range. I must have found the armory, and for that matter, it sounds like I'm just too late for whoever was here. Well, let's start opening doors. Yep. Listen, buddy, I'd be really appreciative if I could maybe have your gun. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Man, imagine that. Literally within earshot of, well, not rescue, but company at least. Although if you're staff here, you might have actually turned that gun on me had I been the first one through the door. What are your secrets?
They hit this down. They're coming in from fucking everywhere. I fucking hear you. They can't find me in my head. This is observer number 11. Sign.
Observer number 11. And I don't think we're just losing it. Those sounds, they were playing on the recording. So whatever's going on here, it's not just hallucinogenic. Which means Yield Safety Glock is going to be accompanying us a lot more often, especially since the level seemingly wants us to have weapons. There's a shotgun on the wall right there, and what looks to be a generous supply of ammo if only we can get in. Let's just open you up and take her for a spin, I suppose. Well, clearly I'm ready for any threat this place can throw at me. Actually, did I ever have a look in here? No, I did not.
This is Project Observer number 11 from the Area 56 Medical Testing Lab. Current time is 7:22 p.m. This is note 21 following day 9 since execution of Project Requiem. Nearly half the subjects have disappeared from their cells within the last few hours.
What?
Damn it. I think they might be crawling around in the vent above us. Eric, light the vent the fuck up. Containment procedure Bravo has been authorized for all staff in the facility. Notes to follow at a later time.
Disappeared from their cells. I mean, you say they're crawling around in the vents, and, well, from the look of that one, maybe that's true, but, I mean, I literally watched one disappear. These noises really need to stop, especially since the abundance of weapons is actually starting to make me think that there could be enemies on this map. Although what form they'll take, who even knows? Maybe the gun is just to give me a false sense of security. You know, when there's a sign that says radioactive area and a whole bunch of corpses strewn about, maybe this isn't what I should be doing.
Project Observer number 11 from Area 56 Medical Testing Lab. Current time is 8:14 p.m. with note 32 following day 9 since the execution of Project Requiem. Observer number 4, number 9, and myself have taken refuge inside the sick bay. Observer number 16 and 19 were dragged away by what would you say that was?
I don't know, man. It looks like some floating mist or something.
Well, whatever the hell it was. They moved them away. I think we'll be holding up here until help arrives. At least the silent alarm should have notified them. Over now.
Yeah, but no help was coming, huh? A mist or something. What am I supposed to do with that? So it's not crazy patients, it's not chemicals. What is even happening here? I should have just fired a shot. I mean, the survival horror part of my brain was saying, hold fire until you actually see something. Or until something comes crashing through the ceiling. But! Go. I think I was taking damage from that. Go. Did I take any damage from that? I can actually tell by, yeah, I did lose a little bit of health. What was that? It looked like I was maybe, like, shocked or electrocuted or something. But I think it's time for us to start working our way upstairs now. Admin area and generator 3. Okay, well, now that the generator's on, all of these should open, including the door with the keypad, right? Only good things happen in empty rooms in horror maps. Especially if we go all the way in the corner. No. Did I just teleport to the center of the room? It was like my light dimmed and suddenly I wasn't standing in the same place anymore. That was incredibly disorienting. We need to go. Then again, that may not be entirely up to me. Speaking of disorienting... No! Oh, what is this? Oh, it was like a mountain of sludge, and from the look of it, I'm not the first to fall victim to this, just the first to be so lucky. What even is this place? This isn't an elevator shaft. This looks like nothing I've ever seen. For all we know, this hallucination is still ongoing. No, this is the admin area. This is where we were trying to get to. These hallways are quite long. The central location where all the office work gets done, and more importantly, where everything else is monitored from. Just have to check if maybe this keyboard doesn't do something. No, not as far as I can tell. Not that we'd know how to operate any of this anyway, but if we had the relevant knowledge, for all we know, all the systems can be manually restarted from here. Still, the lack of any bodies sort of suggests that everyone here was maybe able to evacuate? Then again, the fact that no one came, either the message wasn't able to get out, or it was just decided that this place was a write-off, and everyone inside a lost cause. I don't know which is scarier, to be honest. But here's the next generator room. Come on. Come on. Stop running up on the control panel, you idiot. I'm starting to think that by saving myself, I'm dooming the world at large. I'm wondering if maybe this doesn't lead back to where I came from, although it still wouldn't explain how I ended up in that shaft in the first place. Security area. Nope, this is something different altogether. There may not be any going back. But security area, that was a weird turnaround. Security area may suggest some tools I can use to survive, right? No. Excuse me. Okay, I see how it is. You're just straight up not gonna let me leave. Okie dokie. It's one of those weird fun houses, and I'm the clown. Oh! Call me a clown, will ya? Well, I'm not done clowning on you, ghosts, or mist, or biohazard, or whatever you're supposed to be. I'm gonna make a fool of you by escaping and letting you kill the whole world. That'll show you. No, more admin area. And now that the generator is on, we can probably open this grate. And this must be where they exposed patients to whatever this is. See, that's the thing, is this... They said it was some kind of smoke, but also that some of the inmates might have, like, escaped into the vents? Which, it just makes me wonder if this substance they created isn't somehow alive all its own, acting with purpose.
This is Project Observer number 11 from the Area 56 Medical Testing Lab. The time is 1:14 a.m. with no 28 following day 9 since execution of Project Requiem. Observer number 4 and myself led test subject Hotel Tango down to the execution chamber. Well, he started showing signs of rotting gum tissue and bleeding around the eyes, and so we figured it'd be best to put him down before things got out of hand. However, the subject was immune to the nerve agent that was pumped into the chamber and actually managed to break the restraints. Subject Hotel Tango later died due to a self-inflicted wound to the neck using a broken bottle. Not sure how he managed to get a hold of it, but security measures have been improved since the incident. Doctors have also agreed to change the solution to try to mitigate any future incidents. This is the first time we've seen this, and well, we'll just have to go from here. Over and out.
So it causes physical disfigurement and self-harm, but at the same time made them immune to the nerve agent they tried to administer? I wonder if that means I am too, but if I am, it's actually probably not a good thing. It means the rest of this is going to happen to me. Should I not be doing this? Yeah, I don't know if there's anything for me to do in here. This must have happened right before the breakout if the blood and bottle are still on the ground. Okay, how do I shut you up? That did not work. Alright, maybe this? That being the case, let's move on. Oh wait, actually that probably enables me to use this, right? My God, what were you? Oh my God, that worked out so much better because of VR. Okay, I always think there's something coming up behind me when you do that. I reach down to push the button, and when I look up, there's this massive thing just standing, peering down at me from the glass. I only saw it for a split second when I looked up, but it almost reminded me of like a gargoyle or something. Okay, so that gets that working again. Door closes automatically, but what does it actually do for me? And nothing that I can see, but maybe it's a solution for something later? I mean, I could try it on myself, I suppose, or you could play it as a prank if you're doing this co-op. You ever prank your friends by exposing them to deadly nerve gas? And that looks like an elevator. You know what? This is actually the end of that hallway we were in before. So we've actually made yet another loop around. I always really appreciate that because it speaks to very conscious map design. Knowing that a lot of backtracking has to happen, but it'll aid you as you progress. I don't know, it's just so many things. Even professional games skip out on stuff like that, but it makes it feel like this was really tested, or the creator, like, really cared about the experience. Oh, this really feels like Resident Evil now. But this just brings us down to here. These certainly were not like this before. Get down there, you. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Now, we actually could still explore the second half of that upper level and see what those other doors lead to. I mean, there was an access panel up there, was there not? Generator 2. Okay, I think we're close on this. Is that the distress signal? I mean, maybe I've done good by putting that back on. Still, I have to appreciate, I really love the way the audio logs are done in this game. They've all got me with my back to the wall, pointing my gun in the most obvious direction for a threat to come from. It's just like getting water from the fridge at night. You're eerily like the two red glowing eyes that skittered into the dark. Alright, let's get this sucker started. And I think we'll be just about done. Those aren't generator noises, those are coming over the loudspeaker. Alright, let's get these things going. 2. And now 3 and 4. That's 3 generators going, out of, I think, 3 total. Which means that just about everything should be working now, right? That door opens. That vent is a thing. I'm trying to break it here, but I guess it's not to be. In that case, I guess we go through this door to electrical room 3. Sure, why not? Alright, just hold the forward button. Just hold the forward button. That's all we gotta do. Gun facing forward! I'm really disappointed in my delayed reaction there. You know what? It was a delay because it wasn't a delay. So I saw it was going to shoot, thought better of it because there was nothing there, and then something in the back of my brain was like, override shoot. See, this cafeteria is a lot nicer than the one in the other facility. If you got a log from me, no. Alright. There's gotta be something here, though. Something that can tell us more. Or at least some good gumbo. That's what they make on military facilities, right? They all eat gumbo all the time. I don't know why my brain went to that by default. And it's probably still processing the defeat of not shooting on time. No, nothing here. Alright, well, it's this way to the electrical room, which is what we really need. And is this actually somewhere we've seen before from a different angle? I can't quite tell. I think it might actually be smarter to explore down this way first. Something was just here. I hate those noises so much, so much, so much. I can see the beauty of the ambient noises in these maps, including the first one, is that I can never tell whether something's actually a thing or not. But just the idea that if I had just waited around in my cell that something would have found me. Then again, I get the impression that I'm being toyed with, and I am a prisoner and not staff, so maybe that means something? Oh, great. A flooded locker room. Remember abandoned Sears? Bad things tend to happen to me in those places. But there we go. There's another one. I'm not quite sure how many we've ticked off by this point. I kind of stopped paying attention. Wow, these drains really are not doing their job right now. Is there even any reason for me to come in here around the dark corner in the shower? No, it's entirely for my own torture. No logs either. That's the main reason why I have to be thorough. I mean, I can't leave until I find all of the power boxes, but I want the logs. I want to understand more about what's happening here, but how much can that really tell me? It doesn't seem like they understood all that well either. My only hope is that before they died, they figured something out. Oh, there actually is something beyond. I hate using a flashlight to peer through these slats like this. We are at Jump Scare Alert 5. Alright, here, there's still some left in this. There you go. That'll sustain you for another 2 or 3 weeks until I remember to send a rescue team. Alright, door, you can close behind me now. No? I admire your restraint. Oh my god! Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get your favorite flavor leg next time! Into the light, into the light, into the light, into the light with a gun. My, what windy weather we're having in this subterranean complex. Wow, that actually did a lot of damage to me. I assume it's over now? That red-eyed thing is actually a thing and not just something meant to spook me. Maybe that's the cloud it was talking about, because this time I was a lot closer, had my flashlight directly on it, and there was clearly no body attached. Oh! I looked into this room like, is this a new area? This should be the cafeteria, and then I looked up. Okay, activity definitely picking up, and I think now would be a good time to check on our progress with that door. My god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I didn't expect it to be over so quickly! Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, no, no. Oh, it's daylight! It's daylight right up there! Can I call out? Can I call out? Can I... No, but somebody's calling in. That thing had angel wings. And just as I pick up, it stops. It's letting me through. Props where props are due. Terrifying original monster. For all the Half-Life 2 assets this is using, the original stuff is actually very high quality. I would be scrambling over myself to climb up and over these walls. Adds so much immersion to do that in VR. Anything in here? Okay, well that's kind of useless now, but at least we did something. A working truck ready to go. Which of course means this is all way too good to be true. But it's not like we have a choice. And unless you intend to get up to speed really quickly, I don't think we're ramming that gate down. Huh. I guess we actually did escape. Oh my god. And everyone involved with this map died making it. But let's just have a little look so that they can be credited in the video as well as in the map. This was really cool, and you know what? A massive, massive improvement in the 3 years between the first and the second. I played that first one and I was like, yeah, this is okay, but you know, it's not like I would have played it if it weren't for the recommendation of the sequel. But going through this again, it like exceeded my expectations. This was really cool. The scares were better. There were actually no huge jump scares, or at least not the cheap kind. The first one sort of had them, but then the second one, they all felt like they had a purpose, and they were all properly built up to. The introduction of voice acting for storytelling, and actually pretty well done voice acting. It does the thing that even AAA games can't seem to make happen, where it doesn't sound like voice acting. They're delivered in an entirely non-dramatic way, which makes sense for a group of researchers documenting their findings. But it's not done in such a way where it's like monotone, not acting, because like the fear and uncertainty while they're trying to be professional still creeps through. And you know, recently I've been on a kick of like really criticizing games that tell their story through notes. This was an example of doing it right, because there were only a handful, they were fairly brief, and they fill in information that makes you ask more questions without just straight up telling you everything you need to know. A lot was still ambiguous. And actually, now that I think of it, they weren't just there to exposit information to the player. They all have a reason to exist in universe, and they all have a reason to be where we found them. And so in that way, they complement the story instead of just telling it. And so, bravo on this map for actually telling a story better than a lot of AAA horror games. I also really appreciate the fact that for as cool as its main monster looked, it used it very sparingly. And the story actually introduced a lot of minor things that could be the way it's ultimately going to go. Are we dealing with crazed prisoners from experimentation roaming around in the vents? Is there some kind of ghost or monster brought to life by the horrific things going on here? Is it me going insane from the tests that were done on me? And it could have been all those things, could have been none of those things. We have no idea by the end of it. Actually, I think it's a pretty cool plot element how all of this has its roots in, like, scientific horror, and yet there's something going on here that can't easily be explained by science. Something even the people conducting the experiments don't seem to understand. Well, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try either of these maps out for yourself, those links will be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Meantime, I am out of here. Wow, look at all this. Yeah, I was just looking for a creator room, but every once in a while I have to remind myself that it's always worth doing a no-clip run just to see how it all connects.